Hey guys, what's up? So today, since I've got more requests of me posting my hits on the hard mode, so today I'm gonna show you guys how I attacked in hard mode. That too, not just any other tournament. It's the official World Championship. So we all know that the April season golden ticket winners were dizzy. So the May qualifier had started in the last week, May 11th, I believe. So May 11th, the ladder stages began. So we had to play 30 wars. So in the stage one, we finished global 26. We won 23 of them, and we lost 7. Later, I'm going to show you the attacks done. So the stage 2 is coming up on this weekend. So let's see how we perform them. So before that, let me show you my triples of the stage 1 of the May qualifier. Okay, now let me explain you the plan on this one. So on this base, notice how the poison. This is a double poison tower square base. So it's a diamond base. So let us consider the possibilities of a royal champion charge. So let's start from 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock seems it's closer to the town hall, but the value which I get would not be good. So even if I start from the town hall, it would go over here, and then maybe one of them over here. Maybe we invest this or something. Then it goes to the town hall, and then it just stops over there. And then there's no proper thin down section for our siege barracks, and then there's no proper funnel for our dragons because there is 2 poison towers, and they are weak against double poison towers. So what I did on this base was I just deployed my royal champion from 3 o'clock, and then the plan was simple. So take down this comp, then take down this comp. And what I had to do is, then I just deployed a Yeti on this wizard tower. So so my royal champion would go into this poison compartment and take out this. Then maybe invest another invisible spell over here, so that my RC goes straight in the town hall. So this was the plan. And then for royal champion, I would have for siege barracks on this way, and then my drags would go around here. Yeah, so that, see the two parallel sections. So the red arrow represents the siege barracks, and then the green arrow represents dragons. So we could parallelly connect both the troops so that we avoid the time fail. So let us see how this attack went. Okay, so on this, yeah, the RC goes at 3 o'clock on this one. Yeah, just waiting for our RC to get deployed. Yeah, RC goes over there. Okay, it's taking down the RC tower. Okay, so the enemy comes up. Yeah, the enemy was quite delayed at the first time. Yeah. Okay, now next it should go to the air defense and then to the requisite cannon. Notice how that Yeti took down that wizard tower. Yeah, after that another enemy comes in. Then it just charges to the poison tower. Yeah, that was slightly outside the spirit fox, so we just deployed another enemy. Then we sniped down the rocket loon. Yeah. Then after that we might have to invest an invisible spell on the bomb tower. Yeah, just like that our RC goes into the core. Then we drop an EQ, and then we also pop the RC ability. Yeah, so the town hall goes down, and we got both the infernos. Then we also got one of the poison tower. Yeah, notice how the crazy RC value which we got. Not just the value, we also set up a perfect funnel. Yeah, so now the dragons can go into the monolith, and then the king and siege barracks goes and then takes down the other part of the base. So we are trying to eat up the same base with two different sides at the same time. Yeah, so the king and siege barracks goes over there. The ice golems, yeah, they are quite weak against the king and the siege barracks. They can take down very efficiently. So we even invested that early warden ability so that our dragons could survive, because there was monolith and there were also other heroes. Then one Inferno Dragon comes at 8 o'clock for cleanup and funnel. Then we drop that Rage over there. Yeah, the Rage was not that good, I would say. Now super minions come out of the siege barracks. They're taking beautiful value. The snakes are getting beautiful value too. Then we still have our king ability and the minion prince ability. We pop the minion prince ability now. And then we also have king ability. Yeah, we just pop it. Yeah, so this is how we tripled our first attack of the world championship. But this is just the ladder stage. Yeah, on to the next one. Okay, so coming down to the next attack. So this was the base. So this was also a double poison double base. So over here, what I did was, directly charging into the town hall would make no sense, because RC could have often let go there. Then if it goes in this direction, it will just crawl around the base and I wouldn't really get enough value. So what I did was, so the plan was, start my royal champion over here. So it's gonna take down these defenses, and then once it comes down to the builder hut, so I would invis this whole thing. So then it had to go to this fire spitter over here. So after taking the fire spitter, so it also had another invis ready over here, so that I could target my RC towards a town hall. And then after that, notice how the clan castle is right over here. So the CC troops and the clan castle is enough to divert my RC towards this, so that I can get the Inferno down, get the Monolith, get the Fire Spitter, and this Inferno and this Inferno. So this was a plan. So this whole thing by Royal Champion, and then Siege Barracks and King over here, and then my dragons all the way in the C section, just like that. So let us see how I implemented this plan. Okay, let's see the attack. Yeah, this base was crushed. So we start our royal champion on the wizard tower over there. Next it goes to the air defense. So we drop that early invisible spell. Now the requisite cannon was there. We want to let down our spirit fox die. And when enemy comes in, yeah, right now, then town hall strikes. That's okay. Another invisible spell comes. Yeah, notice how the ice golems are over there. So RC will automatically go over there. Or we could even invest a invisible spell on the builder head if she goes towards 6 o'clock. Yeah. See, that allowed us to save an invisible spell on the builder head and wizard tower, the enemy CC. Yeah, now it goes to the monolith. And then we still have 3 invisible spells left. Yeah, now we still have 3 invisible spells left. Then we just make use of the double cycle for this one. Then we deploy the next invisible spell. We lure the ice golems, drop king and siege barracks at 3 o'clock. Notice how the value which we're getting from the RC. We just took down the entire core of the base, including the town hall. Yeah, that's a perfect execution of Royal Champion charge. Yeah, look at how she is still getting value. She even got the air sweeper for us. She even lured the poison tower. And king and siege barracks are doing great work as well. We didn't deploy that head for minion. Yeah, that could have been done. Then that inferno dragon also takes down that. Okay, we dropped 4 rocket moons over there, so that also triggered the poison tower. What else is going on? Yeah, this was a total domination. This was easy. Yeah, and perfect warden ability as well. We had literally every dragon inside the eternal tome. Then we can also pop the king ability. It's just sad that we couldn't get the air defense from the specky ball. Never mind. Yeah, at this stage we still were using the furnace. So that single furnace is giving out a lot of what do you call that? Fire mites maybe. Yeah, see, on this attack we even swagged our Minion Prince ability as well as a rage spell. Yeah, so this was totally crushed. This is in hard mode. Okay, let's see how the next attack goes. Okay, coming back to the third attack. So over here, what could have been the perfect Royal Champion charge on this base? So let us see in every section. So if you charge on this Inferno, there is okay, first there is this Archer Tower. So again I have to invest a lot of spells, so it could not go well from this path and neither from any other. So the only way which I could think was this section. Either I charge my RC from here or over here. So this was the only plan which I had, because here's what the entire core of the base lies. So either on this compartment or over here. So over here there was this Giga Bomb, so I was just scared of it. So the Royal Champion and my Spirit Fox could have been just vanished over there. So what I did was, I know this area was baited as well, so I just charged my Royal Champion from the Ricochet Cannon, then to just get the Rage Tower compartment. Then after that, King and Siege Barracks over here. Then my dragons from this path. So taking down this entire line. Let us see the attack. Okay. So yeah, this is an island base. Yeah, we deployed a Royal Champion on the Archer Tower. Then one early invisible spell. Okay, it's taking down nice value. We pull that early skeleton trap. Then the two hidden Teslas. Yeah, the early hidden Teslas were really good for us. Here we didn't want to mess up with our double cycle. We didn't want to risk it, so just deployed an early invisible spell. Yeah, that's taking down nice value. Yeah, on this base we forgot to take an earthquake spell, or it would have been even nice. Okay, now we pop that RC ability. Okay, that was close. Maybe that was on 6, yeah. Okay, it took down the entire core of the base of the Rage Tower compartment. Goes to the Air Sweeper next. Yeah, so these two extra buildings were unexpected. Yeah, so after that there's again two paths for us. One is for Dragon and then the other is for Siege Barracks and King. Yeah, first we deployed the Siege Barracks, then we took down that Inferno, and then we deployed our King. So this setup, and then over here we took many rocket loons. We took around 9 rocket loons, and then we also took an Electro Dragon for funnel around 9 o'clock. Yeah, so the Electro Dragon goes over there at 9 o'clock. Okay. Yeah, we also forgot to deploy our Minion Prince, so that was a bit late. Our Electro Dragon was I just got killed by the single Inferno. The King doing great work. The Superman has come out of the Siege Barracks, and we still have a 8 spell left. Okay, it's taking nice value. Yeah, the dragons are doing excellent work, and same goes with the Siege Barracks and King, the super minions. Yeah, now we just deploy that Minion Prince ability. Yeah, so this base is just crushed, just like that. Yeah, so that was it. Okay, so this attack was on Synth 8, the 4th attack. So over here, we have hit this base many times in, we have similar types of bases in Legend League. So what do? So we just charge the RC towards a town hall, wait until the town hall go down, then it's gonna pick up one of the path, either this or this. So let's say I just took this path, so it's gonna take down this X-bow and then go into the Rage Tower and then try to take as maximum value. So that was the plan. And then the Siege Barracks and Barbarian King on the thin side, and then dragons on the other. So we would just do the reverse if the RC goes into this compartment. So the dragons in the siege barracks route would have been just reversed. So let's see how this attack went. Yeah, I still remember attacking on Sinthe. Yeah, that was really pressureful. I literally, my hands were shivering while I was attacking this base. So yeah, we deploy that Royal Champion, 2 early rocket dunes. Yeah, so that she goes inside. Yeah, the early earthquake. Yeah, we just mistimed that image, so we just got hit once by the town hall. Okay, now she just went straight into the clan castle just like that because of the archers which were present in the enemy CC. Yeah, I really thought they would go outside like on the builder hut or something, but luckily just went straight into the I just went straight into the core of the base just like that. We take down both the infernos, then we also destroy the clan castle. Yeah, notice how we still have our RC ability. Now we pop it. Yeah, I just went straight into the monolith again. Then it also takes down the cannon. Okay. Yeah, now even nice. We even got the fire spitter. Yeah, so king and siege barracks at 9 o'clock and dragons would come from 12 o'clock. Yeah, so this was the plan. Then king and siege barracks. Yeah, it's taking nice value. An inferno dragon for funnel. Yeah, notice the how we have the path of the dragons is crazy. The king health is going down. Yeah, so the king goes auto ability any moment now. We pop the warden ability. We still have the minion prince ability, so we just pop it over there. Yeah, so this was going good until we found out there are a bunch of hidden Tesla farm at the end of the base. So we also had a giga bomb, and the minion prince just logged on the opponent king. Even at this point, I still had doubts whether it would be a triple or not. 4 super minions doing the work beautifully. Yeah, just like that we even tripled this base as well. Even the obstacles were there. Yeah, we still end up getting a triple. Okay, coming to our 5th attack. This base was also a double poison tower base. So this was a ring style and a square base design. So this base was a little bit tricky for dragons because see these buildings out there, and then all these buildings, they were pretty much exposed outside the base. So this was so these kind of bases are pretty hard for RC pathing. So how did we come up and triple this base? So the Royal Champion charge was from here on this bomb tower. So she could go to the mortar, and then next to this mortar, next to this archer tower, go into this compartment, then go into this fire spitter compartment, and then we would EQ over here and also deploy our RC ability when she gets to the core. Then try to get this much value. Okay, not the poison tower. So like this much value. Then we would deploy dragons over here. Okay, that was the wrong color. So dragons over here, and then king and siege barracks go this way. Yeah, so this was the plan. Let's see how the attack went. Okay, so notice how we deploy our Royal Champion. It's just on the bomb tower. Yeah, we deliberately put our Royal Champion on the bomb tower so the pathing would be nice. Since she goes into the closest building, this path was the perfect for us. And slowly it's going on. The hidden Tesla pops up. Never mind, it just goes to the inferno. Yeah. Then maybe we would have popped another invisible spell over there. Maybe not. Yeah, it just went straight into the air defense, which is where we wanted her to go. Then she goes into the fire spitter comp. Yeah, we deploy that EQ. Yeah, we thought our RC. Yeah, then we just lost our Spirit Fox over there. Yeah, then we pop our haste while ability. Unfortunately, it gets stuck on the Ice Golem. The Ice Golem health is really low. Ice Golem just went down, so it had a freezing effect. And then we couldn't get enough value out of our Royal Champion, to be honest. Yeah, so we got a decent value. We pulled out both the Poison Towers. Next, we deploy a Siege Barracks and King at this part. So the dragons had to go on the other part. Yeah, we also took a Lava Hound on this base because there were air defense over there. So we just needed some kind of protection over there. Okay. The Lava Hound is stacking the dragons. We even put that Inferno Dragon over there for funnel. Yeah, now King, it gets locked by the Monolith. So yeah, that was really unfortunate. Early King ability just went off. Then we just hold the Warden ability like now we just deployed. So at this point I could have deployed my Minion Prince ability. Yeah, but then we didn't know, so we just deployed it now. Then we also raised the Minion Prince. Okay, we were still holding on to it. Yeah, right. Now we popped it. Okay. Yeah, so this is how we tripled this base. Yeah, sometimes we need to path the RC using another extra invisible spell or something. Okay, on this base, so it was simple. So this I did my RC chart something like this. So the RC enters this compartment and goes to the town hall, and then it goes into this race tower, and then my siege barracks and king would go this way, or never mind. Or this was a thin down section, so I started over here, and then my dragons went this way. So let us see the attack. Yeah, but this base was very fun to hit. Yeah, it was almost similar to our Legend League attacks. Yeah, this plan was simple. And then there were already a correct pathing set for a Royal Champion, so that was easy. First invisible spell comes down. Yeah, taking down nice value. Hidden Tesla pops up. It's totally fine. Then another invisible spell, we got a giant bomb. This one was very risky. There was giant bomb, the mono strike, and then the tower strike. It almost got our RC down. So I immediately know that I didn't want to risk anything. So I just deployed all the invisible spells risk free. And also popped that RC ability. Yeah, on this base as well, I forgot to deploy an EQ. Like I forgot to take an EQ. And there goes the Giga Bomb. So that even deteriorates our RC. We still managed to pull it up because there were 5 more invisible spells. I didn't want to risk it, so I just deployed the invisible spells a bit more earlier than usual. Okay, yeah, so the core is wiped out totally. Again, we follow the same trend. King and Siege barracks at one side to take down the one side of the base, and then dragons can take care of the other one. Yeah, so early sniping of the air defense using 2 rocket loons. Again, there were ice golems, so King and Siege barracks takes it down. Early warden ability, and also the early minion prince ability. Yeah, so we had the rage as well. So the rage spell is helping us as well. Yeah, this base was comfortably crushed as well. But if our RC would have been down at the start of the attack, this attack was a fail. So you always got to charge your RC as deep as possible, as long as possible. Okay. So yeah guys, I have explained 6 attacks so far. So from this attack, it would be nice if you guys could decode it on your own, because it will be helpful for you guys as well. And to be honest, I'm tired for today, so I'll be just sharing you guys the attacks with some cool background music so you guys can watch it. Yeah.